am I am Stacy Paulson, and I am super excited to be able to talk to you about this whole mask thing, right? So, for those who don't know me, I have six kids. Two are adults. One is almost 20, and he's in Taiwan. He's serving a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And I have then an 18-year-old who just today started his mission experience. He's at home for 3 weeks, and then he'll go off to Mesa, Arizona, and then hopefully to Leeds, England when that opens. And then we have four others who are in school. So yesterday they started, and obviously back with the mask, right? So we've been dealing with this for several months, but our kids, and I don't know about yours, they haven't had to wear the mask for hours, right? And so it's been a concern for me as a mom and other people that I've talked to. And so I just really wanted to address this. And also, you might be going at work or certain areas where you're having to wear the mask for a long period of time. And it can be concerning physically, for our physical health as well as our emotional health. Yes, we're trying to be compliant and also be safe physically. But just thinking about, I was thinking about, my daughters, who one's 9, one's 7, and them wearing these masks around all day, and they're going like this, and it's getting all dirty and gross, and their hands are touching it probably more than they touch their face normally, and then all whatever else is going on. And I know everyone's trying to be safe and sanitized and that, but just thinking this is right near their face where they're constantly breathing in whatever kind of germs might be on that mask, right? So that was a concern for not wanting the mask to be harmful, right? We're trying to have it be helpful, not harmful. And then also emotionally thinking that we're putting up kind of a barrier between us and others as we wear this, and we feel it whether we recognize it or not. But psychologically we feel a little bit of that disconnection. And I've also discovered, if this isn't you, but this is definitely me, that I read lips a lot, so it makes it a lot harder for me to communicate and hear people when they're talking with their mask on, especially if there's some background noise. And so there's just all of these different physical and emotional things that are going on for us and our kids and our loved ones as we are kind of doing this back to school thing. And if you're online, you have your whole other set of different things that you're dealing with. So a few things that people have been asking me about are, how can we keep the mask clean? So if you have the disposable ones, obviously disposing of those every day is a good thing. You don't want to be using those more often than necessary, because those germs you're breathing in, you're sucking those germs up into the mask, you're touching it on both sides. You're getting this bacteria that could grow. And so we want to be aware of that, concerned that we don't want to make it worse, right? And then if you have the masks that either you've made yourself or you bought that you use multiple times, that we're cleaning them properly. So I just want to share a few things that we're doing that can be helpful. I sent my daughters with it's the On Guard hand sanitizer, which what I like about it is that it can help kill the germs, but it doesn't have a lot of other toxic stuff in there. So as far as a quick clean, that you can just spray your masks with that and let them just kind of sit in air. I wouldn't put them on immediately after you've sprayed it. Or you can make your own homemade one. If you just have a bottle like this, you can put your rubbing alcohol in there. And then I like to use On Guard because it is the protective blend. It's that immune supporting blend. Tea tree oil is another great essential oil that can, we've been using it for a long time, using it for cleaning. Lemon oil you can also put in there. So you can make your own little sanitizing spray for your mask and have that in their backpacks, and it's great for your hands as well. Or just buy the pre-made one, which is awesome. So then when we're thinking about, okay, they're home, I know our teachers have said that they would keep their mask there for the week and then they would bring them home on Fridays to wash. And I was thinking, that is disgusting. Because like just yesterday when Minna came home and I saw her mask, like she'd been running around doing stuff. Maybe her nose was running. I don't know. It's gross. And so it's kind of like changing your underwear. You want to change them every day. And so they're really easy to be able to clean and not put them in like your laundry, but just to hand wash them. So one thing that is really quick and effective is the On Guard cleaner concentrate. And so it's less than a pea size. It really is just a smidgen on there, and put it under the sink, kind of scrub it off, wash it together, rinse it off, and then let it lay out, right? You can create your own. If you have cast iron soap, you can buy cast iron soap and then put your On Guard, Melaleuca, or tea tree oil, lemon in there. Those are always great options to put in that and just create your own little cleaner. And why I recommend this versus doing some chemical cleaning something is that if you read on the label, one of the components usually in cleaners that you buy over the counter or wherever, and that have that great smell in them, that there it's labeled as fragrance. And so when something is labeled as fragrance, what that means is that it has chemicals. It could have up to 100 different chemicals that they've used to fragrance it. And so if you're putting it on the mask, even after it's dried, you've probably seen this with dryer sheets or some of the laundry soap that you've used, like your clothes will smell like that, and you're putting it right up to your face, and you're breathing it for hours. You're having your kids breathe these fragrances, these chemicals, these toxins in for hours. So I would not recommend you using those type of cleaners to clean your mask, especially. So those things can cause respiratory issues if you have kids with sensitivities. It's going to exasperate the issue. So just being aware of that, be mindful of what you're putting on that mask to clean it. Why I say cast iron soap is because it's powerful. It's a great cleaner, but it's also more natural, so you're not going to be smelling those fragrances. And so that's something that I'd be aware of as you're thinking cleaning the mask, just trying to be safe from the physical side with wearing those. Those are great options. Now let's talk a little bit about the emotional side and how the things that you can do to support that. I think number one is like our messaging to our kids and others about the mask. Yeah, there's jokes about them and they're hard to wear, but how we present that to our kids, like, hey, it's not a big deal. It's like when you went from diapers to underwear. At first it was uncomfortable, but now, you don't even notice them, and then you feel a little naked without them. The wearing of it will come, and I think kids are really adaptable with that. And so maybe our messaging with it can help them psychologically and emotionally, which is wearing those. Now, other things that I've done found super helpful, and this was kind of just a discovery when I was going in to have my arm checked at the doctor, and I was wearing the mask, and I had a bad attitude about it, and it was hot and it was hard to breathe, that I pulled out peppermint essential oil out of my purse, and I'm like, hey, what if I just put this on the mask? So I put a little swipe on the inside of the mask, and it changed everything. It was like my mask was now a diffuser, and it was diffusing this lovely peppermint essential oil, which was invigorating. It helped with the heat of the mask. It smelled good, and I felt like my lungs were being opened instead of suffocating, with the mask on. So know that there are essential oils that you can put on the inside of the mask to help it to just be a more uplifting experience. So some of the things that we've tried and some to think about. So if you're thinking, want to support your immune system or respiratory system, On Guard blend is a great one. I recommend that you use it diluted if you're putting it on in your kid's mask, because sometimes it will touch your lips and it's a little bit burny. And so having it diluted. So this is the On Guard Touch. Whenever it's in a roller bottle like this, it means it's already pre-diluted. And so you can just do a little swipe inside of the mask, and then even if it gets on their nose or their lips, it's no big deal. But they're breathing that in regularly, and because it's diluted, it's in a carrier oil, it will stay in the mask longer, that they'll be breathing it in instead of having it dissipate quickly. So any of them that are diluted are great. The Breathe oil in the Touch is another one, great respiratory support. You can use that. If you or someone else is dealing with feelings of anxious feelings, any kind of mood issues related to that, there's one, it's called Adaptive, and I love this. This is very uplifting and very powerful to support your mood. And if you're thinking like mood, that's weird if you're brand new to essential oils, if you're watching, that if you have ever been to the dentist and had laughing gas. I haven't ever had it personally, but I've seen it on my little girls when they've gone, and they put this little piggy nose on them, and then they breathe in these chemicals. Of course, they're pharmaceutical chemicals, and they breathe them in, but right behind here, right, if you pinch your nose right there, that there's a nerve. It's called the olfactory nerve, and that nerve runs to your brain, to the limbic system, which controls a lot of different mood and emotions and parts of your body. It will send signals to your bodies to either be calm and restful or to be energized. So when you breathe those chemicals in at the dentist, within minutes, you're very calm and even euphoric just from breathing those things in. So essential oils work similarly. When you breathe them in, you're breathing in natural chemicals, so they don't have the side effects or harmful possibilities because they're just natural and you're breathing them in. But our bodies have a predictable response that olfactory nerve will send signals to the limbic brain, and the limbic brain will say, calm down, or be focused, or have energy. And it's just natural, and it's very quick and immediate. So if you're thinking kids going back to school, there's a blend. It's called Thinker. Love it. My 7-year-old has this in her backpack. And so it's one that could just be swiped right inside of the mask, right? And this helps with cognition and thinking and being able to focus. Awesome oil. If you're thinking like a protective blend, so the On Guard is a great one. There's another kids blend. It's called Stronger, which is very similar to the On Guard, but it's diluted. You just swipe it in there. If you are, maybe you have a child yourself who's feeling a little, some of those feelings of anxiousness, right? That there's one, it's called Steady. I love this. It's a grounding blend. It just helps you to feel grounded and in control. And so that's another one that could just easily be swiped within that mask, diffusing it. It usually lasts, for a couple hours if you're using the diluted ones that are in the Touch roller bottles. I'm trying to see what else I have here. So those are just some ideas as far as emotionally supporting you as you're wearing it, and it becomes a positive experience in putting those things on. So I just wanted to share these things with you. They've been helpful for us with our kids and their different ages and stages that they're at. And so if you have any comments or questions or things that you found helpful, please just share them. You can comment and help all of us be able to manage the mask so much better as we are going back to school.